I know it's a bit unusual. We're here live on Twitch, and well, yeah, like I said, it's a bit unusual, but we're here. Um, I figured because usually it takes about an hour or so. I figured let's do the off season. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go. We're gonna go through the off season for 2026 for Michigan and build this team up for the 2027 season and see what we end up with as far as the roster goes. Now, I know that a lot of people saw the last video and they're aware that we have three guys that are planning to leave early. Running back Jordan Marshall, he wants to leave for the pro draft. He's projected to the fourth round. Thomas C., who last year put up almost 1,000 yards passing in 9 games, had 4 touchdowns and 2 picks. He wants to leave. This is kind of boggles my mind. Chase Herbstreit wants to go too, but I mean, honestly, not a surprise. He played in 4 games. He threw for 57 yards, 1 touchdown. Herbstreit wanting to leave, not exactly that surprising. I kind of figured. C and Marshall, not surprising. A little bit. But we're going to see who we can keep in the fold for next year. We're going to try Jordan Marshall. I'm hoping I can get him to come back just because I would like to be able to try to improve his draft stock. I'd like to be able to try to improve him to a second round pick. But we'll see. So does he stay or does he go? He's leaving. So Jordan Marshall is leaving for the NFL draft. That's going to probably make. I have to look at my recruiting board at the running backs, but that's probably going to make hitting the portal for a running back a major possibility. Again, I'm not 100% certain because I don't remember what all we're looking at, but we'll see. Well, Thomas C. is wanting to transfer. Can we keep him? Nope. He's leaving too. Fuck it. At this point, we're just going to try with Chase Herbstreit. So Herbstreit, C, and Marshall all leaving. Rat bastards. So both of my backup quarterbacks are gone. My starting tailback for last year is entering the draft. He ran for over 1,000 yards. He's entering the draft. Oh, this sucks. So he's leaving, entering the draft. C is leaving, Herbstreit's leaving. Cameron Brandt is graduating. Jabari Hill is looking at projected first round pick for the draft as a senior. And then we've got Matthew Bailey, who's projected to be a 4th round pick, and Cam Robinson, who's also projected to be a 4th round pick. This is going to be interesting. So, let's take a look at everybody else. Oh, let's take a look at a few other key teams and maybe some Big Ten teams. See, let's go with Michigan State. So Nick Marsh is transferring or entering the draft. He's projected to be a second round pick. Derek Simmons is transferring out, citing play style. Brandon Hollis is transferring out, citing play potential, pro potential. So I'm be honest. I'm gonna keep an eye out for him. They got a punter who's leaving, citing brand exposure. This is gonna be interesting, and they also have two quarterbacks, both of them citing pro potential. Baylor Hayes and Kirk Francis. Both of them are leaving, both of them citing pro potential. Oof, this is interesting. All right, so what about Minnesota? Most of it is transfers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. God damn. I lost count on how many they got. They got a lot. They got a lot of players transferring. Man. Let's see. What about Nebraska? Sluff Brothwell is entering the draft. He's projected to go in the second round. Najee Hunter is projected to go in the second round as well. And then we have the transfer portal. $15 players entering the portal. 15. Whew. All right, let's see. Notre Dame. They've got Leonard Moore is entering the draft. He's projected to go in first round. Aiden Schuler is projected to go in the seventh round. Siri Gaines is entering the transfer portal, as is Aeneas Williams, as is Kenny Minchie. Dallas Golden, Jerome Bettis Jr., Ajeen Shepard, my God, Ben Bench, Matt Guy, Braden Beavis. Oh my God, this is like, and then that's it. Joshua Burnham is entering the draft. He's projected to go in the second round. Jalen Sneed's projected to go fifth round. Emil Wagner projected second round. Billy Schwartz projected second round. And Jaden Greathouse projected third round. Sixth round for Nick McMillan. And fifth round for Ian Strong. So this will be interesting. Ohio State. Let's see. Julian Saint is entering the draft. He is projected to go in the first round. Jeremiah Smith is entering the draft. He's also projected to go in the first round. Spencer Davis is transferring. He's citing playing time. So they've lost their starting quarterback who won in the draft, and they've lost a backup. They're also losing Larry Brown. He's transferring. Logan George, he's transferring. Caleb Doyle and Brett Tuttle. Brett Tuttle. So, and then Brandon Ionis is entering the pro draft. He's projected to go in the first round. Jermaine Matthews Jr. is projected to go in the third round. And then Jalen Thurman projected to go in the fifth round. Oh, sorry about that. Kyle Lewis. We've got a lot of players entering the draft. Oklahoma. The portal is going to be very interesting, and we're going to have to look and see who all we can get. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next phase. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we are in a recruiting battle with Pittsburgh for a Mike linebacker. And we've got two others, a wide receiver and a corner that we're top three schools, and we're actually number one. So that's very helpful. All right, so let's look at the draft results real quick. So we ended up with Hill going in the first round, Robbins going in the third, Marshall stayed with the fourth, Bailey went to fourth, and then Trey Pierce ended up going in the seventh round. So ended up with more than four guys. We ended up with five going in the draft. So that helps out a lot. All right, so we need a quarterback. We need a guard. We need an edge. We need an outside linebacker, and we need two strong safeties. This should be fun. All right. Let's see. Let's go with Ryan Brown. He is right now. He has us third on his list. We're going to go ahead and add him. And I'm going to go ahead and add Spencer Davis just for the help. All right, guards. We're going to pick up one more, and that's going to be Eugene Brooks. Edges. I'll put two on here. We're going to go with John Henry Daly from Utah. And then we're going to go with Wendell Gregory from Georgia. Outside linebackers. Let's see. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go with Max Sanders. Like I said, we need two strong safeties, so maybe we'll get lucky. We do. We got Jaden Patterson, and then we also got Drew Surges. Okay, so we have our needs filled out for the transfer portal, or for the recruiting. We're going to go into the actual transfer portal, and we're going to start looking at positions. We're going to start seeing who's available. Who's available. All right. So out of the ones that have us, out of the whole one, Bear Brockmeyer is at the top of the list, and we can't bring him in if we wanted to, apparently. Deuce Knight, he played for Auburn last year. So let's see. Let's see. Both Damon Williams Jr., who played for Texas, and Trey Owens are in the portal, as well as Carell Lacey Jr. Damn. Eli Holstein, who was Pitt, is also in the portal. Let's see. Kenny Minchie with Notre Dame's in the portal, but he's not looking at us. He's looking at Tennessee, LSU, and Ohio State. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up with Tennessee. We have Ryan Brown. He was formerly of Purdue. Interesting. Let's see the other ones that stick out. I'm looking at the full list. Not really. And not as far as names go. No, I don't see any. All right. We're going to look at the tailbacks because while we do have Gerard Pringle Jr., who was formerly from Ohio State, listed at the number 3 ranked running back. He's on our list. He has us. He has interest in us. He has us listed at number 7. Honestly, I think we're gonna take a swing. And Bo Jackson is also in. Several Gaines, Gideon Davidson, Hollywood Smothers, Clemson, Chauncey Bowens. This is interesting. Peyton Lewis, formerly from Tennessee, is in there as well. Let's go ahead and look at our recommended for tailback. So, interesting. So, as far as the top guys, Gerard Pringle Jr., we've got him locked in. He is looking at us pretty hard. Dylan Riley, playing time is not in his wheelhouse. Peyton Lewis from Tennessee, also Marquise Davis from Missouri. Alabama's Kevin Riley is also interested. Oh, okay. He's on the list. He doesn't have us in his interest meter, but it looks like he may be going to South Carolina anyway, so may not do us any good. So we're going to look at Pringle. I think that is going to be it for now. I'm going to take a look at my roster real quick and see if I need anybody or if I need any positions. So Bryce Underwood is still going to be the quarterback. Andrews Dunbar and Barry Allen are going to be redshirt freshmen. They're going to be coming in. We're going to need a backup quarterback. We've got a couple on the list. Jordan Marshall is gone. It will be Micah Kapana, Nick Swoop, and then redshirt freshman Lorenzo Brooks. So honestly, putting somebody in there at running back would be a good idea. We've got a couple lined up. Fullback Eli Owens and Jalen Hoffman. I think Hoffman is graduating. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who's going where. Yep. So Marty Morgan will be gone, as well as Kendrick Bell. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right. We're gonna go hit some receivers. We're gonna put a couple of receivers on this list as well, because I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any receivers. I got 4. I got 4. Really, I got 4. Okay. Huh? Okay. one that's in the recruiting battle with Duke, one that's pretty much ready to sign, one that's getting close, and then one that is leaning heavily towards Oregon, which is scary. All right, so let's go ahead and schedule a visit. We'll do it week 1 for Ezekiel Rowis, and we're going to highlight championship contendership. Jason Rubian, we're going to set a visit up for him as well. We're going to highlight program tradition for him. Damian Kamada, we're going to highlight championship contendership. All right. And then Denzel Likely, championship contendership. All right. We got 4 receivers already locked in. We're going to keep an eye on the receiving corps for sure. All right, let's go ahead and look at the rest of what we got. John Hung, a tight end. We're going to go ahead and set him up with a visit for week 2. And we're going to pro potential. All right. Prince Hook. We'll go with championship contendership. Timmy Majors. I'm thinking either conference prestige or pro potential. We'll go conference prestige. Dotson will go proximity to home. Marble will go championship. All right, Quentin Wing will go. Let's go playing style. All right. Who else? Cameron Swoop will go. Championship. Championship. Lloyd Stevens. Playing style. More playing time. One or the other. We'll go playing style. Championship contendership. Forrest Cook. 3. We will go brand exposure. Let's see. So program tradition. All right, so we've got our visits are locked up for the rest of everybody that we have. So we're going to start recruiting the guys that we need to get recruited, who we added to the list. All right, and we're going to start adding 50 points to theirs to get them squared away. Or at least try to as quickly as possible. All right. Everybody here. Cool. Alright, so we've got all 31 players that we currently have on the recruiting board. Can't think of anyone that we would be looking for. So let's see. Let's break it down. So we've got three prospects for quarterback. We've got one quarterback, Tim Stockton, who's already committed to play Michigan next year, this coming year. A 5-star from Shelby, Illinois. Number one by position, number one by state, number 8 ranked nationally. Ryan Brown, who is a transfer, a junior transfer, he is also being recruited. And then freshman transfer Spencer Davis. So that will be interesting. We have 3 running backs, 2 that we already have visits set up for, a third which we're getting recruiting details on, nobody for fullbacks, 4 guys for wide receiver, we got 1 tight end, 2 tackles, about 4 guards, yep, okay, and they're all pretty much set up. Center's good. Edge is, oh, that'll be good in about a week or 2. I don't think we gotta do much of anything else. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright. I think that right now that's gonna pretty much be it. I think. I can't think of anybody that's gonna stick out. Oh, really? He's not fully scouted. Oh shit, we're gonna change that. Alright. Ah! We got 2 guys that are ready for visits, but we don't have any visits left to pull out. We'll have to wait and see. So week 1 is pretty much going to be in the books. And we're going to go ahead and move on to week 1. We had 1 guy lock us out. We've got some groups coming to pay us a visit this week. Yeah, we'll have to look and see who's doing what. Jalen Marvel locked us out. It's going to be between Louisville and Duke, so we're probably going to be looking for a new tackle. And That's pretty much it for everything else. Let me see. Yes, we are looking for a new tackle. So we're going to have to go back into the transfer portal and look for. We're going to have to go into recruiting and basically into the portal and look for a new tackle, which we have done. Got that. We got 50 hours. Oh, scouting. Got. I almost forgot. Got a scout. Interesting. Not what I'm looking for, but I see that. But we'll do what we can. Alright, so take a look at the prospect list. I want to see if there are any more athletes are available. Looks like we got about 3, and they're all high school players. And let's see, Devin Borgie. It looks like he would be a defensive end, and we're going to go ahead and put him on the recruiting board, just because. Why not? If it works out, cool. All right, so we pretty much got everybody set up, and we're going to move on into next week and get ready for recruiting. All right, we got to commit Jamar Doxson from East St. Louis, Illinois. He signed on the dotted line. We didn't lose anybody, so that's a good thing. Although I don't know, we might have. I think we did. I think Spencer Davis is going to be a problem. I'm not sure yet, but I think he may be a problem. We may have to go looking. We may have to go back into the portal. I'm not saying we are. I'm not saying we will, but we may have to. All right, let me see. All right, let me see. Set up a visit for Brandon Morris, and then see if we can't set up one for Lugo. So let me see. Let's see the only other one. No, we got a lot. The only other one that's not. Yeah. Well, this is going to be interesting. We'll have to see who we can get signed. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. So we have 5 players signed right now. And we're going to have our hands full. All right, so we're going to move on to week number 4. We'll see what we get as far as recruiting. We get a commitment, Quentin Wing from Belleville, Michigan. And joining him would be Lloyd Stevens from Harper Woods, Michigan. As well as Ryan Brown from Clarkston, Michigan. So we have another quarterback coming in, and we have some players dropping out. We're gonna be doing some cleanup duty. So Quentin Wingo, Lloyd Stevens, and Brian Browning are all signed. Spencer Davis is in his top 3. We're still on the list. We're actually number 2 behind Notre Dame. We'll see if that lasts. Jaden Patterson locked us out. Timmy Majors committed to Pitt. Duke gets Ezekiel Rothboy. Eugene Brooks is going to Texas. John Henry Daly is going to Oregon. And Wendell Gregory just no. That one hurts a little, I'm not going to lie. All right. Right now we have 6 players. Oh, I'm sorry. We have more than that. I think we have like 9 players signed. Yep. All right, we're down to 27 recruits. Whew. Yeah, we've got positions to fill. All right, so we need a tailback. I'm going to add 2 to the list. Jameson Kamara and Jarian Parker Jr., both transfers. We're going to add both of them to the list. We need a wide receiver. I'm going to add 2 to that list. Nate Badgett and JoJo Stone. Actually, no. I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to keep Badgett. I just looked and noticed we still got more positions we need to fill. All right. Add him. We need a guard. All right. We need a D tackle. 2 more left, and I've still got a shit ton of positions, including punter, apparently, which I didn't even know about. Alright, and then I need to bring in 3 mics. It should be fun. Alright, so unfortunately, we are full up. We're gonna have to see what we can get. Let's see. So that, one more. Okay, entering the final week of off-season recruiting, and we're going to see what our final class is going to look like for 2027. Surges is signing. He's a 3-star strong safety from Chicago, Illinois. Joining him is tight end John Kung from Racine, Wisconsin. Prince Hook from Tallahassee, Florida, also signed on the dotted line. Jason Rubin from Palos Hill, Illinois, signed, as well as Ekamez Breeze from Farmington, Michigan. Ty Beatty from Southfield, Michigan. Hugo Luna from Belleville, Michigan. Brandon Morris from River Grove, Michigan. Devin Borghi from Belleville, Michigan. Jameson Camara from Frankfort, Illinois. Jerry Parker Jr. from Orlando, Florida. Nate Badgett from River Grove, Michigan. Nathan Vietnamine from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Leighton Stamin from Ann Arbor, Michigan. About being real close. Jaden Bazoo from Hillside, New Jersey. And that is it. All right, so we have a sign for recruiting board. We will have position changes that will need to happen. So, all right, let's see who survived the cuts. So, Damian Kamara signed with Maryland. Cameron Swoop signed with South Carolina. Daniel Kirsch signed with Stanford. Denzel Likely signed with Oregon. Forrest Cook signed with Notre Dame. Say Indiana for some reason. Spencer Davis signed with Notre Dame. Max Sanders signed with North Carolina. Gerard Pringle Jr. signed with Texas A&M. Cam Coffey signed with Washington. Joining him will be Nate Small. He'll be going to Washington. Okay, so Nate Small is going to Washington. Josh Janikowski is going to Toledo. And Charlie Christopher is going to Miami. So all told, we signed 23 recruits, giving us the number 27 class in the country. All right, so let's see where some key transfer portal players ended up. All right, so we're going to look them up. Any state, we're going to see who's available. So Bear Brockmeyer signed with Oregon. He will be their new start. He will be their new starting quarterback going into next year. Deuce Knight signed with Tennessee. Gerard Pringle Jr. He signed with Texas A&M. Cortland Gilroy signed with Baylor? Yeah, Baylor. Jaron Queenie Sapul signed with LSU. Kerry Brown signed with Florida. Jalen Braxton signed with Oklahoma. Uh, Tyson Ruffin signed with Texas. Bo Jackson signed with Iowa. Julian Lewis is going to UCLA. Cole Adams is going to Colorado. Jaden Jackson is headed to Clemson. John Henry Daly is, of course, headed to Oregon. Will Eccles is headed to Auburn. Siri Gaines is headed to UCLA. There's going to be a problem there. That's going to be a problem. Camarni McLean is signed with Alabama. Gideon Davidson signed with South Carolina. Hollywood Smothers did not sign with anybody. I don't know where he'll end up. Same thing with Grant Seagerton. He didn't sign with anybody. Will James signed with Alabama. Chauncey Bowen signed with Kentucky. Jackson Harris signed with Tennessee. Wendell Gregory signed with Ohio State. Eli Holstein is going, he's going to LSU. Demond Williams Jr. is headed to Oklahoma. And Trey Owens is going back to Texas. Reuben Owens Jr. is headed back to Texas A&M, I think. I remember right, I think he ended up with Texas. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, let me see. Might ended up with Tennessee. Let's see. So, Colton Joseph didn't sign with anybody. He was with LSU. He's pretty much a man without a country. Jackson Arnold signed with TCU. Micah Alejo signed with Miami. Carl Lacey Jr. signed with Georgia. That should be an interesting fit. Spencer Davis signed with Notre Dame. Kenny Minchie is headed to Tennessee. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Ryan Brownie is, of course, headed to Michigan. Trey Upshaw is headed to Alabama. Interesting looks here. Saul Newton is headed to Texas Tech, so that'll be interesting. Christopher Venza is headed to Georgia. Ooh. Let's see. Try to see if there are any others that stand out. Walker White signed with Ole Miss. Eli Brown is going to Clemson. Tristan McMillan is headed to SMU. I don't see Brad Dove is headed to Miami. Brian Staub is effectively without a team. Let's see. I don't see. Mason Wilson is going to Texas A&M. He was formerly with Arkansas. Don't see. Nobody else that sticks out. Camden Coleman is headed to Oregon. That's pretty much it. Tailbacks. Pringle, Gerard Pringle Jr. signed with A&M. Bo Jackson went to Iowa. Sherry Gaines is going to UCLA. Gideon Davidson is going to South Carolina. Hollywood Smothers is unsigned. Chauncey Bowens is signed with Kentucky. Caden Durham is unsigned, as is Dylan Riley. Ruben Owens is signed to Texas A&M. Peyton Lewis is going to Alabama. Micah Ford and Taylor Tatum remain unsigned. Daniel Hill is going to LSU. Turbo Richard is headed to Florida. Marquise Davis is going to Clemson. Kevin Riley is headed to Auburn. Greg Burrell is headed to Miami. Aeneas Williams is going to Iowa. Jay Haynes is headed to Auburn. Kamari Bolton went to Florida. Quinson Corman is headed to Georgia. Chase Clarisol is headed to Notre Dame. Jamarian Wilcox is headed to Indiana. Jeffrey Overton Jr. is headed to Clemson. Colleen Wilson is headed to A&M. I mean, we've still got players. Let's see. Where did Jerome Bettis Jr. end up? Cole Adams ended up with Colorado. Jackson Harris ended up with Tennessee. Let's see. Cam Blunt ended up at Auburn. Parker Livingston ended up at Baylor. Matt Quentin ended up at Michigan State. Darian Hayes ended up at Florida State. Quinshawn Brown ended up at Oklahoma. Tyson Denmark ended up at LSU. Cortez Mills Jr. is at Texas. Actually, that's a good question. Zion Kearney signed with USC. Yeah, now I'm actually kind of curious. Where in the hell did he go? I know he entered the portal. I'm going to know where he ended up. So I don't see him on the list. Cam Shanks ended up with Vanderbilt. I don't see him on the list. No. No. I don't see him on the list. No, I don't see him on the list anywhere. Which is weird because I know he went out. I know he came out. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Big ass list of receivers. I don't see his name anywhere on this list. No. Huh. I don't see it on the list. Which gives me pause to God, I saw him leave Notre Dame, but no. He must have went back or something because I can't see him anywhere. All right, this is weird. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do position changes real quick. Um, all right, so we have Devin Borhe, athlete, right now projected at 69 overall, and that would be as a defensive end. Uh, well, let's see what side needs him more because I don't know. So let me go check both sides. Let me see. So we got 4 on the left, 3 on the right. So we're going to put him on the right side. All right. We will put him on the right side. And he will be 69 overall on the right. Interesting. All right. So coming into next year, we have, oh God, we have 5. We have 5 quarterbacks signed on the roster. Bryce Underwood, Ryan Brown, Tim Stockton, who's the incoming freshman, who I will tell you is going to be sitting. And then we've got Andres Dunbar and Barry Allen. Interesting. All right, so on the tailback front, we have Micah Kapana. He is going to be starter. He's going to be the number 1 guy. Jamerson Kamara is going to be filling in the backup role, and Jerry and Parker Jr. will be, yeah, this will be it. The training results are going to separate a lot. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Uh, we have um, Eli Owens Jr. Eli Owens. He's at fullback. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers. God damn it. We're going to have to hit the receiving floor hard next year. Prescorn is a senior. Hanson is a junior. Hung is sitting at 75. He may, I think I may redshirt him just so, I don't know. But we're definitely going to be going into recruiting for our tight end next year because we're losing 2. We're losing 2 to graduation because they're seniors, and then Hanson, depending on how he plays, he may enter the portal. He may enter the draft, and hell, he may enter the portal. We never know. All right, we got 3 left tackles. What do we got on the right side? We got 4. 87, 80, 69. Let's see. All right, we'll keep it right where it is. Left guards, we got 2. Right guards, we got 4. All right. 76, 76. We'll go ahead and move one of the 69s over there. Yep. All right. We got the guards out of the way. Center, we've got 3. We got 1 that's graduating. We got a redshirt sophomore and a true freshman. Interesting. All right, so guards, we got 3 tackles. We got 4. All right, defensive ends, we're good. Tackles are good. Sam's, we've got 3. Mike's, we've got a lot. Wills, we've got 4. I'd say maybe try to move one of these mics into a Sam, if possible. Let's see. Let's go. Hell, let's try the senior seat. He is 69, so we don't do that. All right, what about, they move him to a Sam or a Will, he's 71. I want to say Sam is the one we looked at him. Yeah, Sam has 3. All other ones have at least 4. So we'll go ahead. We'll move him to the Sam. We'll go ahead and move him to the Sam. Corners, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have to go corner shopping next year. Ooh. We got 4 free safeties, and we got 3 strong safeties. Oh my God, we don't have any. We don't have any real depth on the backup row at all. Let's see. Look at him with 71. What about stays at 78? The chief would be, let's see. He'd be the backup behind 2 surges. And we'd have 2 freshmen just sitting there. Ooh. We'll go ahead and move to see, that's the thing. I don't know if I want to move him or if I want to move the other guy. I mean, I'm thinking about just moving this. Yeah, I'm going to move this one. Yeah, we're just going to move this one. We're going to be done with it. All right, so we've got that. We've got 1 kicker. We've got a punter. All right, so we're pretty much secure as far as our incoming roster goes. We got our signing date done. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. Keep moving. So we're not going up to a full 5-star program. Jay Browder had a dev trait upgraded to impact. Ooh, interesting. All right, so trading results. Bryce Underwood is all right. So we're gonna go position by position. So Bryce Underwood is now up to a 95. Ryan Browning is up to a 85. Barry Allen is up to a 73, and Dunsborough is up to a 71. So yes, the freshman that's coming in, he will be getting the redshirt treatments. Micah Capana moved up 4, he's an 85. Jamerson Kamara moved up 7, he's an 80. Nick Swoop moved up 7, he's a 78. Julian Parker Jr. is a 73, and Lorenzo Brooks is a 72. So, yeah, it's gonna be a rotation. It's gonna be Katana, Kamara, and then Swoop. So yeah, it's going to be a rotation of at least three, maybe four running backs. Owens moves up to an 80. Marsh moves up to an 82. Stewart moves up to an 84. Browder moves up to an 84. He also becomes the dev impact. He also moves up dev trait to an impact. Shelby moves up to a 77, and Nate Badgenet went to a 71. On the tight end front, Priestcorn moves up to an 85. Hanson moves up to a 79, and Nathan Ventimine moves up to a 77. Andrew Balboa moves up to a 91. Ty Haywood moves up to an 82. And John Merkowski moves up to a 71. Cameron Kiek moves up to an 83. And Avery Gotch moves up to an 80. Jay Granana is an 85. Caden Strayhorn is a 78. Luke Hamilton moves up to an 80. Tavarius Lamar moves up to a 71. Andy Spurge. Okay, so Ted Hammond moves up to an 82. Dominic Nichols is an 81. Travis Moten is a 77. And Nathaniel Marshall is also a 77. Eula Ickaby is an 88. Devin Baxter is an 86. And Quincy Steed is a 73. Bobby Kanana is a 75. Lathan Shama is a 74. Greg Bradbury is a 72. And Sidney Arkarn is a 68. Nathaniel Ozoma Bolton is an 83. 81 for Cordell Keaton. 78 for Zach Ludwig. And 75 for Chase Taylor. Cole Sullivan is an 86. Don Koch is in 73. And Shani Godspeed is a 70. Jaden Pozu is a 81. Del Keel is a 79. 76 for Isaiah Penny. And Jess DeMarco is a 68. Jazim Edmond is an 89. James Sanders is an 86. Mari Earls is an 85. Mason Curtis is an 84. Tevin Metcalf is an 80. 77 for Lonnie Call. Jacob Oden, 82. Jordan Young, 82. BJ Wooden. Okay, so Drew Serge is an 82. Valera Font is a 74. Stuart Blake is a 73. And Brett Sykes is a 73 as well. So that's it for position training. We will move on to the end of the off season as we keep moving. I believe Yes, this is now the encourage transfers, and we can't. Well, we can, but we don't need to because we're 3 players under the limit, and well, we don't need to. Honestly, I would encourage one of these guys to go, but I just don't know which one. I honestly, I think I'd encourage Allen. I'd say Dunsbar has a better fit. I will encourage Allen to transfer. Now, I think to me, Dunsbar has a better fit. I like quarterbacks with speed. I think Dunsbar would serve a better fit. All right, so everything is up. I'm going to do the coach skill upgrade offline because I want to take my time and look at it because I really don't know what I'm going to do. So I'll be taking my time with that one and looking it over. So that's pretty much going to be it for that. We're going to go. I believe we're going to end up at the beginning of next year. So ranked number 14 in the country. Yep, we are in the preseason for next year. So basically, when I come back, we will take a look at the preseason top 25 poll. We'll look at we'll look at that. We will look at the Heisman watch, and we will address the preseason All-Americans, and we'll see who all makes the list. If anybody made the list for Michigan, and pretty much if any, pretty much anybody and everybody that stood out. I will probably, actually no, I won't say probably. I will be doing that tomorrow. Of course, they fired Happy Resolution. Of course they did. All right, so yeah, so that I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I made a stupid mistake deciding to do this. I've unfortunately been nodding in and out, and I should have I should have went ahead and just went with my first instinct and gone with the head. But honestly, getting through the recruiting process to me, was better. But all right, so when we come back, I'll have the recruiting board built out. We will we will look over the schedule for next year. Maybe make some changes to that. We'll also have done the coach upgrades. And we'll talk about the top 25 poll. We'll talk about the Heisman watch, the preseason Heisman watch, and then we'll talk about preseason All-Americans on the next one, which will be sometime later this afternoon. Probably between, to be honest, probably between 5 and 7, maybe. Or I may wait and just do, I don't know. But the next stream, which will be covering the entire preseason, and then we'll get in. We'll get a better rundown because I'll actually be looking at the schedule and figuring out, when do we actually play, stuff like that, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, thank you guys for following along as always. Sorry, it seemed Yeah, I'm just gonna say sorry. I nodded off when I should have just said to hell with it and just decided, just went ahead and just decided to go to sleep. But I'm a masochist, and I thought, hey, I could get this done. And it turns out, yeah, I could get it done, but I can also fall asleep. Anyway, I'll see you on the next stream. We will pick up with the preseason. We'll pick up preseason. I'll show off the recruiting board, show off the schedule, talk about uh, talk about everything, and then we'll also be going through the red shirts as far as who's getting red shirted this year, things of that nature. As always, thank you guys for following along, and appreciate the follows, appreciate the watch. I just appreciate it all. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. And go Blue.